Hello everyone, my name is Amanda and I would like to thank you all for being here. Today I will be discussing how to handle a problem employee in the workplace as a manager. First, I would like to give you a little background on my personal and professional experience. I have worked as a retail manager for a little over 3 years now, and I am currently a store manager for a large retail corporation. I work alongside two other supervisors, and we oversee about 12 different employees. I have had my share of problem employees, and I'm sure that you all have as well. When I say problem employee, I'm sure several different examples come to mind. This type of employee might lack motivation, disregard feedback, constantly complain, consistently violate company policies such as dress code, or have issues with attendance and tardiness. Regardless of the specific problem, these are examples that make our jobs as managers just a little more difficult. Unfortunately, there isn't a quick fix when it comes to a problem employee. It is a process that involves several steps and may vary depending on the specific issue and its severity. Erica Anderson, an expert of organizational leadership, has developed a list of several different ways that a manager can deal with a problem employee. I am going to highlight the steps that I found the most important and most effective, and then we will spend some time analyzing each. As a manager dealing with a problem employee, it is important to listen, give clear behavioral feedback, provide documentation for any conversations you have with any employee about feedback, be consistent, set consequences, work through the company's processes, and be courageous in your disciplinary actions. The first thing we as managers should be doing is listening. Before we devote all of our attention to how inconvenient this behavior is, we need to try to understand it. We may find that the issue can be resolved by making some immediate changes. For example, an employee might be showing up late for all of their shifts consistently because the bus they take has a new driver and this driver is still trying to get used to the route. Discuss alternate options such as switching shifts or ensuring that their shifts are scheduled for times that they know they can make on time instead of being overly aggressive and appearing as if there is no compromise. The second solution to handling a problem employee is to give clear, timely behavioral feedback. Don't wait to address the issue, provide feedback on the spot. If you notice an employee failing to work on performance goals that have been set for them, don't hesitate to let them know that you have noticed. An article by the Alexander Hamilton Institute, which is a source of employment law compliance, advises that it is a good practice to involve the employee in the feedback decision making and ask their opinion of what a good solution would be to solve this problematic behavior. The solution that was agreed upon before obviously isn't working, and if you give the employee the opportunity to be part of the solution, they will feel more committed to following through with their goal. Now, this next step is one I can't stress enough: document. Anytime you discuss behavioral expectations with an employee, you must provide documentation. This prevents an employee from claiming these conversations never happened, and it definitely saves you from the possibility of a lawsuit if you have to suspend or terminate the employee. Another step or solution to dealing with a problem employee is to be consistent. It is important that every employee is held to the same standards every shift with every manager. You can't expect problematic behavior to change if there are circumstances when it is accepted. All managers should discuss expectations and communicate to each other the issues that are being had with this employee so that everyone is on the same page. Consistency is key. After conversations have been had with the problem employee and no improvements are being made, you must enforce consequences. The first time an issue is being addressed, a verbal warning might be appropriate. The second time around, a more severe consequence might be necessary, such as a write-up. Each organization will have its own policy when it comes to discipline, but it is important that it is consistently being upheld. Don't let bad behavior slide. Enforce the appropriate consequences. Masterclass Engagement is a website that discusses different aspects of management, and I found a really interesting article on there discussing problem employees. A really great point stood out to me. It was said that the behavior of a problem employee exists because this behavior was accepted in the past. This behavior will no longer be accepted in your workplace when you are enforcing the proper consequences. When simply addressing the problem behaviors verbally is proving to be ineffective and more drastic measures are necessary, it is important that you are following the company's guidelines. Connect with human resources and ensure that you have all the necessary documentation and have completed the necessary steps. You could also reach out to this department right from the start if you feel that this employee is going to be uncooperative. Human resource can also guide you on how to handle a severe disciplinary action such as a suspension or termination. A final solution to handling a problem employee is to let them go. Though this is the last option and only resorted to when no other options have worked, there will be times when it is necessary. Firing an employee takes a lot of courage. It's important to focus on the positives of this situation. It was a learning experience, and there is now room to bring in a new member that will be a great asset to the company. Throughout the process of handling an employee, it is important to stay confident in your role as a manager. Don't sweep the first sign of unacceptable behavior under the rug and hope that it fixes itself. Address it immediately. Listen, give feedback, be consistent, provide documentation, and finally be courageous in all of your disciplinary actions. As managers, let's strive to develop problem employees into exceptional employees using effective problem solving. Thank you again for your time, and I hope you have a great day.